No, it sounds like you guys are headed in the right direction, especially the short time you've been doing it.
Our sales are up 30%.
Oh, congratulations.
That's something I'm kind of really excited for, getting into the loyalty programs and all of those options that you guys have. And you guys got a good setup for it.
Because we fight the same fights you guys do. We're in the business as well. So welcome to FasTrax Conversations. I'm hosting today Zack McAnally. I'm joined by Jeremiah from Poor Richard's Tobacco in Bozeman, Montana. Don't let the name fool you, though. Their offerings reach far beyond just tobacco. So Jeremiah and his team recently joined the FasTrax family earlier this year, and we couldn't be happier to have them. Jeremiah, thanks for taking the time to talk to me today. So, great name, Poor Richard's Tobacco. So tell me the story.
Yeah, so Poor Richard's has been around about 1965. So it's been around for, 60 years now,
60 years now, yeah.
And at one point in the late 80s, early 90s, it was actually owned by Glenn Close.
Okay. The movie star Glenn Close.
Yeah, she lives a few streets down from me. Yeah, about a couple years ago, June of 2022, I was recovering from knee surgery. I was actually, working in the film industry doing sound and whatnot. And I blew my knee out. And so I coming off of surgery, I was like, man, I need someplace to work that, I don't really require a lot of activity. And my friend Charlie, he hit me up. He was like, hey, I got a job for you. Do you want to work here? I was there for a couple weeks, and the owner was like, wow, you're pretty competent in this. We want to make you a manager. And so I did that. And so I, moved to manager for probably about a month. And she came to me. She's like, well, I'm actually looking to sell the place. Yeah, I mean, if you're interested, we can work something out. So I was like, not technically where I wanted to go in life, but this was a good opportunity for financial opportunity for me. Because I always wanted to own my own business. And so, I worked there, a year and a half, and then we did this transition in May. Well, the fall before I bought the place, Patrick, one of your sales guys, got a hold of me. And I think he was the first sales call I got that really differentiated from the other sales pitches I got, and I was like, you know what? I want to buy the shop in 6 months time. I'll reach back out, if I'm interested. And, because I did the research, I spent a lot of time researching the POS systems.
Right.
And, based on what you guys have, what you guys do specifically for smoke shops and liquor shops and whatnot, it was definitely geared towards what I needed. I called you guys up. I was using old QuickBooks. We're talking 2013. We lost support for it. They stopped supporting it, and I think about a year ago or something. So they're talking. Yeah,
it's no longer even a product.
Yeah, it was about as ghetto as POS systems can get. So there wasn't a lot of features that really was geared towards what we need.
And what you had. There was no updates and all that. Yeah.
No, what we had. Right. Yeah, that was right. No support. Yeah. There's any issues. There's no one to call. Yeah. So we got set up. I got the whole bundle. The POS and terminal, whatnot, and it's good hardware. Yeah, and the onboarding, took about a month. It was fairly painless. I mean, it was still a lot. I mean,
change is never fun, and that's what I'm trying to be upfront with people. Yeah, change is hard. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
fun.
I do wish in hindsight that I had waited probably six months after the transition of ownership, because there's just so much going on there.
Right. You're trying to figure out how to run a business and how to use the new point of sale.
Exactly. Putting in 15 hours days, 7 days a week.
Sure.
Trying to get that transition complete, and that's kind of where we are today. And it's been a really great system. There's so much support from you guys. You guys are there along, every step of the way. Anytime I need something, I get I get help like that.
Well, good to hear. Yeah, I mean it's a very tight knit community, and we our attrition rate's like 99%. We don't want rapid turnover. Nobody wins when you do that. So let's talk about your stores. So you guys, obviously tobacco's in the name, so it's implied you guys sell tobacco, but peeking around, you guys sell quite a bit more, and there seems to be a pretty heavy and unique emphasis on custom glass. So you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So all that we do have in our store, all your basic tobacco, cigarettes, cigarette tobacco, got vapes, of course, because
sure.
Can't
you have
the
to.
margins.
Yeah.
We do some kratom products, we do some mushroom products, but we do hookah, and we have a pretty good section of local glass. Since I bought the store, I've been trying to weed out a lot of the Chinese glass, despite
Sure.
the amount of margins that are on them.
Right.
But I do a lot of local glass, or at least American-made glass, and so we trying to go for a more premium product and supporting local, community, and so that's important to me. But I would say our main gig is cigars and pipe tobacco.
Okay.
Well, surprisingly,
pipe tobacco. Wow. True pipe tobacco, right? Not
true pipe tobacco.
Tobacco, right?
We do it in bulk. We've got about a selection of 30. Got a bunch of different. We got tens of all varieties, all kinds of cool pipes, Savinelli, Petersons. It's surprising. This day and age, you wouldn't think it's that popular, but we move a lot of it. It moves pretty well.
Wow. Is it who's buying this? What sort of clientele is coming in for the pipe tobacco? Is it a younger generation, or is it the 50-plus-year-old college professor?
It surprises me a lot. I mean, you do have your standard stereotypical, grumpy old man.
Sure, tweed jacket and
yeah, tweed jacket, professor. Just old school people. I mean, in the area, Montana's got a lot of really old school kind of, school people, like, cowboy kind of people. And I do love those guys. They're always interesting to talk to.
Salt of the earth,
yeah. It's kind of trendy amongst your hipster crowd. Hipsters are a big thing in Bozeman. And so that does really well. And the cigars, that's our main gig. That's like 50% of our revenue. Cigars have been insanely good for us.
And we're talking premium cigars, right?
Premium cigars. Yeah. Oh, I got budget cigars too, because I got we got a lot of people that cheap. It's expensive living in Bozeman, but we got a lot of high end clientele when it comes to that.
And are you more of a single store or box store for the premiums?
Oh, I could sell. I mean, technically we're geared towards singles, but I do a lot of boxes.
Is Montana, helping you out with that by prohibiting online sales, or are you still competing with online guys here?
Oh no, I have to compete with online guys.
Oh wow, good job.
Yeah. Well, the thing is so we got a lot of our regulars, a lot of our locals that come in and buy it, and it's more of they know they can go online and get that stuff. I mean, you got to wait for it, pay for shipping. A lot of people around here are very, they're set in their values and they want to support local, even if they know they got to pay a little bit more. I work really hard on, developing, customer relations with them. Like some of my regulars I see every day, and, we talk about life and everything. And so, it's like almost like an extended family for me that pay my rent.
Yeah, sure. That's great. Yeah. It's so hard to do in today's age where you are competing, especially in the premium cigar world, where ultimately price is king, but it sounds like you found a little niche there with the locals.
Right. And people here, they're coming here. A lot of people here have money to spend. I mean, during the pandemic, it made life here living expensive, but it also brought in a lot of high-end clientele. A lot of rich people moved here. I know it's kind of bittersweet because it's changing my environment, but it's also, making a career for me. So
that's wonderful. Yeah. On the cigar side, are you a walk-in humidor, reach-in humidor?
Yeah, I got a walk-in humidor. It's about 12 by 12, I would say. I'm looking to, and then I have some humidors out, for flavored cigars, budget cigars, and your cigarillos. Oh, and I might add, a lot of my clientele are tourists.
Okay. Yeah.
Tourists. I mean, this is a big tourist destination.
Sure.
Yellowstone, the park, also Yellowstone, the show.
Series, right.
We get a lot of tourists, and we do a lot of weddings. People come out here for weddings.
Okay.
And so, yeah, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about, really kind of targeting that and starting to do cater for weddings, because I do get phone calls about that. It's an expensive thing to do, but people are willing to pay to have a cigar bar for 200 people.
Oh, absolutely. So, yeah. I mean, the sky's the limit with that. You put together little bundles or do some sort of, personalized labels for the cigars and all sorts of stuff.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I'm working on my beer and wine license right now.
Oh, really?
So for, off-premise beer and wine license.
Does Montana allow you to sell it in store, or does it have to be a separate location in store?
No, I can sell it. I will be able to sell it in store. I do have my issues. Unfortunately, my only problem with my store is I cannot be selling kratom and CBD along with food. I have to have a food license to be able to meet the requirements of a convenience store to be able to carry beer and beer and wine. And so unfortunately, I'm gonna have to drop my kratom and mushroom. I do want to play by the books. It's already hard enough to operate in this regulatory environment.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's a constant
if I can keep
struggle.
If I can keep the regulators off of me, that is that'll make me happy. And I do good kratom sales, and I do sell a ton of those mushrooms.
Really?
Which is unfortunate. I got to see that go, but the beer and wine is going to yield a much greater revenue.
Well, it opens itself up, I think, for a larger customer base. There's definitely the alternative line has saved a lot of our locations. If it wasn't for alternative, there's no money on tobacco. In New York State, they banned flavored vape, so vape's out the window for us. Yeah.
I'm going to run with them as long as I can, but luckily vapes only account for 11% of my my revenue.
Yeah.
And if I get beer and wine, I would like my vape revenue.
It's great margin, but
it's great margin. For example, one of our big sellers is a vape called Air Love, and it's more of a mid-tier vape, but it's a really good product. When you're selling it for $16, I called the warehouse up, and they were like, "Hey, we're looking to get rid of these Air Loves. They're not moving as well for us as we'd like. So now I've got them flying out the door at $10. I bought the entire warehouse stock."
Yeah.
So
you're still making more than you normally would.
Yeah. The margins are insane on those.
Yeah. The alternative line, what we find a lot of our customers do, since it is so trendy, you'll have a vape flavor that's so hot right now, and then next month you can't give it away. So
exactly.
It's so hard to buy heavy on the product. So we got a lot of our stores using our commissions module, where they will spiff or put a commission on the product just to get it out the door. And while they're not taking a loss, they're obviously not making as much profit. But sometimes it's what you got to do to get rid of it.
Well, the thing is what is always trendy is budget.
Oh,
so if you got something that's budget, there's nowhere, at least in town, is gonna have a $10, 20,000 puff, high quality vape.
So on the alternative side, it's really constantly changing and evolving, especially with hemp. We started with CBD, then we had the Delta 8s, the Delta 9s, and now there's the THCA, HHC, and whatever else is going on. So
any resource, any information, it's vital to running a business.
It's tough, especially with the alternative lines. Tobacco's been around forever. Yeah, there's little things, like I don't know how it is in Montana, but the rest of the country, seeing the nicotine pouches is about the only change in the past decade or so.
Nicotine pouches are big,
right? But the alternative, it's every month or something.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Zins, because there's that giant Zin shortage. There for a while. It's still kind of bad, but it's better. And except we don't get a lot of the flavorless and the smooths and chills, because those all go to California, because or New York or whatever. Because
the people writing the big checks get those. Yeah.
And I've been actually Dennis Rodman makes a Zin pouch.
Oh, really?
They're a little bit cheaper, and a lot of people really love them.
Wow.
So luckily, my margin is much better on those.
Ours is better on that than it is traditional smokeless. Yes.
So definitely worth checking those out. People love them. Then they come in 12 milligrams. So
Yeah, and you are juggling things that a lot of our customers do, where you do have a particular type of consumer coming in for a premium cigar. He wants a Fuente or an Avo or a Drew Estate or something, and you don't really want to turn him off by putting all this alternative product in their face. So it is a balancing act.
Right. So that's that was something that was brought to my attention. I've gone through our reviews on Google, and I have seen customers state, they're like, man, they got a great selection, but you got to weed through the head shop part of it. And so, which is going to lead me, I'm going to be doing a lot of different things with the store in the next couple of years as, cash flow comes in. First year I had to focus on inventory, because when I came in there was less than $27,000 in inventory in there. And it was, as that's nothing for a retail store.
It looks like the store's closing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And now, that's did inventory in November. We're up to $77,000.
Oh, congratulations! That's a 3x. That's great. Yeah.
That's a 3x. Yeah. So basically, I have not been paying myself very much, making my bills, but eventually I won't be there.
Well, you'll look back on this in a decade. You'll look back and say, "Wow, that was a good decision."
So after reading those reviews, it really got me thinking. I got a fair amount of space. It's about 1,500 square feet. So I'm gonna kind of like divide up the store. You get some tall, the glass display aisles, and just make some aisles and make a section that is out of the sight of my premium cigar customers, because and that's kind of my vibe I'm going to go with. I'm going to make the store feel upscale, kind of luxury, because that's, like I said, that's our clientele.
Absolutely. And you'd be surprised. Some of those customers may say, wow, I see this. Maybe I should try this. So you're not obviously making all of them.
That's
mad,
true.
There's some that are, turned off by it. So.
A lot of those cigar customers, I try not to push it, but if they see it, sometimes I have people be like, oh, what is that? I'm like, oh, this is what it is. They'll be like, I'll try that. Yeah. Ask us about cigars all day. Like, we've got we got cigars down and pipe tobacco and whatnot. So
yeah, and that's the toughest thing for a cigar smoker. Like, I walk in and say, hey, I enjoy smoking this, whatever, Drew Estate, ABC. What do you guys have comparable to it?
Right, exactly. You come into our store, we can get you that, because we don't always have. We can't have everything.
No, nobody expects you to, right? Or maybe I want to try something different.
Yes.
This is the flavor profile I enjoy. What you have,
right? We do have limited space. I will be expanding, getting new humidors, or expanding out the humidor. But we do really make sure that the cigars we do in there are, some of the best from, some of the best. Manufacturers, and getting some boutique cigars in there. People do enjoy something, kind of odd like that. Yeah. So, I guess and I am going to be kind of rebranding the name of the store to Poor Richard Cigars. And because I'm getting beer and wine, I kind of want to encapsulate something that says we got beer, wine, cigars, and something we've been trying to figure out. What do we say? Beer, cigars, and beverage.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not a full license, right? No liquor, just beer, wine. Because I wouldn't. Yeah.
Liquor license in Montana. It's kind of like a lottery thing. I don't know how you guys do it in New York, but it's a lottery thing, and liquor licenses right now go for over $1 million.
Yeah, in a lot of places you can't sell the types of products you sell along with liquor too. So
exactly. So
so it can't be.
But if I had a
tobacco and spirits, it's got to be tobacco and
right.
Beverage.
I tell you what, though, if I can get that liquor license, I would probably change up a lot of the things that I sell.
Yeah.
So
go with the True Cigar Lounge and you got a Scotch bar or something like that.
So that's a big thing in Montana is that we can't do public cigar lounges.
Really?
Which is really upsetting. Yeah. We can do private cigar lounges. So I'm going to try to figure out how to get that done in the next couple of years. I would like to, get some of my cigar constituents from around around Montana, and some of the other cigar shop owners, to kind of like try to see if we can get that law changed.
Do you think some of it has to do with the weather? The fact of Montana, you have the harsher, winter, so cigars may be seasonal because I can't smoke outside in January.
that's a big thing during the summertime, man. I'm rolling in sales. Wintertime, I'm finding sticks and twigs to eat, so so that's a thing.
So people are looking for a place to smoke their cigar because they don't want to sit outside for 30 minutes, right? Yeah, that's fun. So you kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, as a newly onboarded customer. So what was the toughest part about changing over or starting this venture?
Oh, well, the thing is I've never worked in retail before this.
So just kind of defining procedures in general then.
Right. I think actually, I mean, what I've really struggled with is organization and knowing what to do. There's nobody here, guiding, showing me what to do, guiding my hand. I was just, they're like, here's the business.
Right.
And so I have to figure out, licensing, taxes. It's I'm constantly researching things and whatnot. And that's the biggest struggle is trying to figure out what I need to do.
Yeah.
Trying
to figure out what you don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What I don't know that I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. And who to trust, sometimes you get a vendor that'll hold your hand. And that's wonderful. But other times you may not, have a great experience with that. So, yeah.
I could tell you my biggest struggle is keeping my back room clean and organized. So
yes, and figuring out how frequently do I order? Which cigar companies have huge lead times? What to expect in December versus April. So
I mean getting through the winter has been sobering. That's for sure. But we're making it through, man. We're doing good. 30, we've gotten through, Poor Rich has been around since the 60s, ain't going nowhere.
Sure.
Our sales are up 30% and, since I've taken over.
Oh, that's great.
We got Bozeman's Choice, Best of Bozeman. And we have not won that in a very long time. I've won it 2 years in a row.
Oh, congratulations.
So,
and that's the community voting on you as a shop.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. And sales are up 30%. So I feel like I must be doing something right.
Right.
So
well, you've got the right attitude for it, and that's 90% of the fight.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. It's I know I will go to a shop regardless of price. At some point, price is a negligible thing. Okay, I can save 30 cents or I can save $3.
Sure.
But I'll go to the place that remembers my name or remembers something about me or, always keeps the product I want because I'm a tobacco user. And as well as I do, if you're out of stock of that product, I'm going to remember that. I may give you another chance, but I'm not going to give you many. If I stop buying multiple times and you're consistently out of what I like, I'm sorry, I can't frequent your shop. So.
And and that is actually one of the big struggles that I've been trying to learn is when and how much I need to order of something.
It's tough and it's seasonal and it's
And I mean, I gotta say, a lot of the functions of the FasTrax dashboard and whatnot with the reports and everything.
Right.
The reports are super detailed, and there's all kinds of different reports I can run that can really help me determine how much product I need to buy.
Right. Sometimes it can feel like almost paralysis by analysis. You have all this data, and it's like, oh my gosh, what do I do with it? One thing I would recommend is think of orders like reports. Meaning that I could run them as many times as I want to, and they don't mean anything. I can, try to order this way, see what it looks like, and try to order this way the same week and compare those two and see which one I like better. Because there is no black and white answer for how you should order the algorithm, the number of days, all that kind of fun stuff. It's really dependent on you. A lot of customers I advise will order differently for different categories. I'll order my alternatives this way, but I'll order my premium cigars another way. And then I'll order my high-end glass. I'll just do a replenishment. That's it. If I sell a $30 piece, get me another $30 piece in. Period. That's kind of
And one thing I love about the these reports is that it can tell me estimated margin. And then it shows me on my cost basis for if I do the cigarette department, right, which are the bane of my existence. Cigarettes are. I wish that they I wouldn't have to sell them, but they bring so many people into the store. They're my loss leader. Make no money on them.
Are you guys a fair trade state or no? Can you sell it for whatever you want
what
to?
do you mean? No, I mean, we have state minimums. Yeah.
State minimums. Okay. Minimum. Yeah. Fair trade state minimums. Yeah. And, okay.
With cigarettes, I mean, you don't really, it's a very, price inelastic, product. So
what do you guys at? Like 9%, 10%, somewhere around there?
We're at 9%, margin, but I have, we've experimented moving them up to 12% just for that little extra, and people have even said a thing about it.
Yeah, it's a negligible amount.
I mean, people come to us for for our customer service convenience, and because we have other products, and so we sell a lot of snacks and beverages, energy drinks and everything. And so, we come, that's like I said, a lot of the downtown staff come in and they, they'll come in, they'll get a energy drink, they'll get a, bag of crackers, they'll get their smoke, some Zins, maybe a vape, and then, they'll come back and create them mushroom gummies. So, they're coming in and spending a lot of money in my store, and, I like to do once a month, I do like to do a service industry day sale for them, mark the entire store except for cigarettes, down 10%,
Sure. Yeah. The hospitality.
They really appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys sell, glass, one thing that we did, and we actually borrowed the idea from another customer, and it's one of our favorite things is, we have every store has a showpiece, like $100, $200 piece of glass. That's,
Mm-hmm.
people look at it's like, I got this wonderful, give me this $10 guy, but we give one of those away a month. And to enter the drawing, you have to buy something in glass. And that basically it's like a raffle that earns you points. And the more dollars you spend, the more points you get into that. And then the software allows you to basically draw a winner. And so we do it once a month. And then we do a big one, April 20th, 420 of, like a $500 piece. It's like, 500 is like, I got $150 in it. You know what I mean? It's a great cost, but you put the big,
that is really actually a really good idea. Yeah. I've been trying to think of things that were similar to that. Not sure exactly what to do, doing raffles and stuff, but I like that idea of, if you buy glass, then you get to enter.
Yeah. So basically it's almost like an old school punch card. Like you buy 9, you get 10 free, but instead of getting something, you get an entry into the raffle, and the support guys can help you on the setting it up and all that, but just know it's possible. And that's pretty much what we do once a month. We just do a drawing for that.
Yeah.
And, it's great.
Now I haven't gotten to the, every day it's a step-by-step progress,
you got to crawl first.
Process. I got to crawl. And, that's something I'm kind of really excited for next year is, I'm going to start getting into the loyalty programs and all that's, all of those options that you guys have for me. I'm not there yet. That's going to be really cool. I think. Cause you got to get loyalty creative. Programs. Yeah. Because you guys got a good setup for it.
Yeah. And that's what it's because we fight the same fights you guys do, we're in the business as well. And, we're in a state that's more restrictive than most. We can't do anything with cigarettes like you. I can't discount them. I can't do any rewards on them. Yeah. I don't sell enough cigars to justify doing anything on those at a 60% tax rate. So the alternative is really where we put a lot of our dollars, our promotion dollars and all that, because I want to keep that customer that's giving me 50, 60, 70% margins coming back to my store. And, if I'm giving away a $50 glass piece once a month, so be it. It's a very inexpensive, advertising piece, so.
Yeah. And actually, guys, I've got a lot of pieces that are in that $200 or $400 range, but unfortunately, they've been sitting for years.
Right. And so everybody loves looking at them, right? They come in the store, people look at them like, oh gosh, I can't wait. Yes. Give one away.
When I get paid, I'll be back, and I never see him again.
Well, you got time. If you started January, you could do a big, April 20th. All right, start buying now. Everything you earn, just gonna get you a raffle and give away one of the big ones, in April.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely take that idea right with it.
And it wasn't ours. I give credit where it's credit's due. It's was a customer in Kentucky.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, like I said, we grabbed and ran with it. It was wonderful. So yeah. Because you want to keep those guys happy. That's definitely where the margin is. And,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, super. Well, I took a ton of your time, Jeremiah. So yeah, we're
Oh,
over.
no
So,
worries.
yeah,
It's a great
it's
conversation.
no, I
love
really
hearing,
enjoyed it. So yeah,
I love
so
hearing myself talk.
no, it sounds like you guys are headed in the right direction, especially the short time you've been doing it. It's a never-ending battle, and
Yeah.
you gotta
Yeah,
be
it's
ready.
a struggle sometimes, but I'm having a great time.
Yeah. And it's funny the way life throws you those curveballs. I'm sure if I'd asked you 2 years ago if this is what you'd be doing, you'd be like, no, I work on movies. What are you talking about? So,
I don't think that was going anywhere anyways. So
that's fun. Yeah, the universe is fun that way. So, yeah. So
yeah,
great.
I got a sound engineering degree out of Montana State, and then went and bought a smoke shop.
But you seem happy, and that's really all that counts. So, yeah.
That's right.
You're winning at life
totally.
if you're happy. Yeah, if you got that smile on your face.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. So it's really nice though talking to someone with a new perspective on things, who's not jaded by the industry yet, who realizes that hey, this is fun still.
You say
I can have fun.
yeah.
We all get beat down every now and then, but yeah, as long as you have more good days than bad, that's all that counts. You're winning. So yeah, and hopefully you'll figure out a way to make these winners a little more tolerable. So awesome. Well, thanks again, Jeremiah, buddy, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you, Ted.
Take care.
Absolutely.